Breaking news on the ongoing violence in eastern Ukraine today. The Obama administration says it has evidence Russia is shelling Ukrainian sites from inside the Russian border and is preparing to arm rebels with even more powerful weapons to battle Ukrainian forces. This is your Thursday afternoon news hub. I'm Sarah Murray. I want to go right to Janine Davidson, Senior Fellow for Defense Policy at the Council on Foreign Relations, for more on the latest news. Janine, thanks very much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So a State Department spokeswoman said today, we have new evidence that the Russians intend to deliver heavier and more powerful multiple rocket launchers to the separatist forces in Ukraine, and have evidence that Russia is firing artillery from within Russia to attack Ukrainian military positions. Janine, I want to get your reaction to that.
Well, my initial reaction is that it's not surprising. I think that Vladimir Putin has demonstrated from the get-go that he's willing to resist a lot of pressure to continue to fuel this fight. He's been arming and training these separatists from the beginning, and we knew that he had some 10 to 12,000 troops arrayed along the border for whatever reason, and now you can kind of see that they've been continuing to flow arms across the border. I think that the Obama administration is right to be revealing the facts on the ground, to be letting everybody know what's been going on, to demonstrate the evidence. That's the only way we're really going to get international cooperation to continue to pressure Putin. People have to actually know what is going on.
And even after the Malaysian Airlines flight has caused this wave of international outrage, it's pretty clear that Putin is not backing down at all. What other steps can the international community take to try to de-escalate this situation?
Well, I think that we're in a bit of a conundrum. I think that we can definitely have a more unified approach to our sanctions, and I think that you're starting to see that. The international outrage has shined the light on what's happening there, and I think that especially in the European capitals, they've become a lot more concerned and aware about the potential for spillover. That's really important, because sanctions are really only as powerful as if they're unified. And so I think we can go to the sort of phase 3 sanctions that they talk about, which are sector-wide sanctions. It will require a little bit of sacrifice in order to do that, but the consequences could be worse. So I think that that's definitely a step that could be taken. On the military side, I think that there are some steps that could be taken to support the Ukrainian military. I mean, their government is having trouble paying and arming, and without putting our own boots on the ground or engaging in the fight, there are ways to support the Ukrainian military that I think are being pursued. Non-lethal support is definitely important, and we should consider some of the training that they may need as well.
Now, Janine, there are plenty of lawmakers who think that non-lethal support isn't the only support we should provide, that we should be providing weapons to the Ukrainians. What do you think about that approach?
Well, I think that there is a situation where they could potentially use those. I mean, the Ukrainians have asked us for assistance, not just the United States, but NATO in general. And I think that the separatists need to understand, and Vladimir Putin needs to understand, that this isn't going to just be an easy cakewalk, that the Ukrainian military has some support, that they're not going to run out of ammunition, that they're going to have some advisors backing them. And I think that's important. That doesn't mean that we are massively engaging in this war or escalating. It means that we're trying to deter the separatists, and we're trying to deter Putin from further aggression.
All right, Janine, we're going to leave it there. Thanks very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.